everyone, and welcome to another FSElite video. Today we are talking about FSElite's Developer Month, and for my piece I wanted to focus on FSFX Packages for their release of Chase Plane for Prepar3D and FSX. Now the reason I'm choosing them is because I'm a video content producer on YouTube. I have a channel called the Flight Sim Deck, and I produce a lot of videos that have a documentary type of feel. They're very cinematic, and having a great camera system is very important to me. One of the most important things in the whole sim for me to do these videos is, like I said, a good camera system. So about 4 months ago, the first version of the alpha beta came out of Chase Plane, and I've been using it for that whole time, and I love this new camera system. They have totally revitalized it. There wasn't really any competition on the market, and when that happens, you know, companies get complacent, support goes away, and innovation stops. And Chase Plane is full of innovation with everything they're doing here. So I just want to bring it over here. I usually run it on my second monitor, but love the interface, extremely sleek interface, and I found it so much easier to use, and has really sped up my production, which is also an important thing when I'm, you know, spending a couple days on some of these videos. It's important to get them out faster if I can, so I can get on to the next one. So this is the interface, and like I said, I've spent about 4 months with it. There's a learning curve to this, but once you get used to it, I think you will really like it. So in here we have the presets. This is the FS Labs A320, and I have a few set up that just help me get around and film what I need very quickly. So we have typical ones with the overhead. I have the CDU, one for the captain's seat, the left stick, glare shield, first officer view. For the outside I have the window, which we were looking at. I have a view on the left, right, the right window, the left front. I have a cam just for panning, and I have a cam just for speed, which is moving around the airport very fast where I need to go. And one great thing they have added, this came later on in the alpha beta stage, is they added this static camera mode, which is phenomenal because they've added every gate and airport specific to whatever airport you're at, and you just click 5 left, and boom, you're at 5 left, 2, 3 right, 5 right. And this really speeds up things without having to move. In the past, you'd have to move the camera all the way over to the runway, and sometimes the camera wouldn't reach. Depending on where you are in the airport, it kind of cuts you off on how far you can get away from that point, but this just puts you right over there. And really like that. They also have the gates and stalls. We're at gate, I think we're at D6. I guess we're not at D6, I think we're at D1. But anyways, puts you around all the different gates, and that has been phenomenal too. Let's get back over here to the front right. Now you don't have to, I never use this you know, over on top of the footage. It just is like that right now for this demonstration. I normally, like I said, keep it off to the side, or you can also use the center wheel on your mouse to bring up the onboard and the outside, maybe the static presets too, but these two for sure, so you can switch around fast. But I don't like to use that mode, I just like to have it on the second monitor. So once you have a certain camera selected, you have all kinds of options here that you can adjust things. Now the keys here, this adjusts how fast you can move around, and that matters quite a bit. Depending where I'm going, if I need to get to a certain point in the airport, like let's say I need to get down over to the plane here, I can just have that sped right up, and then once I find the spot that I want to film from. I just bring it back up and I slow it down here. And then this allows me to get a smooth pan. And also, you know, the mouse is very important too. So you have a mouse option here, and I usually like to keep this a little lower and add weight to it so the panning is smooth. And then there we go. This is a typical shot I would do. For the best cinematic shots in this, I just suggest making everything slower. Add the weight on the mouse, slow down your key movements. If you have it too fast, you pan around too fast, and that's just doesn't look too good when you're panning this fast. So, like I said, slow it on down. And then you have yourself a pretty good shot. Except the jetway keeps disappearing, but that happens when you're not centered on it. It likes to disappear, but that's okay. Okay, so yeah, and then you have your global options. You have the keys, you have the controller options you can use. If you have a controller, you can move around that way. I haven't messed around with that too much, but that I think will be pretty good too. Now you can copy the content of the camera. You can set up something the way you like it, copy it, and then you can paste it on over to another camera. Now they're going to be adding the community here, where you can add in your presets, and other people can download them, and everybody can share them, which is pretty cool. So, like I said, guys, I just really love this camera system. It's really giving me so many more options to what I can do with, you know, filming flight simulation videos. Now, over here, these are the control options. You can zoom. You know, and everything is just laid out, so it makes sense, easy to use. These you can all assign to different keys. I'll get in and I'll show you what I have. And then this is another option. This is Turbulence. You can turn on these for the blast area would be like behind the jet engine. So if you have the camera positioned behind the engine, it'll actually provide shake. Same thing goes with the wind. And you can adjust all of these. The breathing camera, for instance, you see how it's starting to move, which that's also excellent for just doing a shot where you're standing still. Just, you know, it'll simulate the camera shake while you're breathing, holding the camera, and that's pretty nice too. So you can turn that all the way down. You also have options to tune those. So let me see here. I want to get over into preferences and show you the control assignments I have. So not many. Not only can you assign the presets, you can assign these to different keys, which speeds it up, but I find just clicking them is good. That's what I like. But I have these set up for forward, backward, the up arrow, back arrow, or down arrow, left, right, number pad, and the slash. I use those for moving up, and that's what I've gotten comfortable with, but you can set yours up any way that you wish. And that is pretty much going to do it. That's about all I can say. I just really love this. It's really changed things for me with doing this stuff, to have a camera like this. And I hope it innovates other companies to develop camera systems, and we'll see what happens, because this is what you need. When you have a solid competition come out, you start seeing better products in the same field. So hopefully that happens. But alright guys, I'm just going to leave you with a little montage of some of the work I've done with Chase Plane, and go ahead and check that out. Also, go ahead and head over to FSElite.net. Developer Month is going on all month, and you're going to hear from all kinds of developers from all across the plane in flight simulation. And these are developers you normally wouldn't hear from, so make sure you check that out. A lot of interviews and a lot of insight on what's going on with them. Okay, everyone, that's going to be it for me. Enjoy this montage. I will see you next time.